So I get a lot of people worrying that they're not working very fast using these tools, especially people who are brand new to window cleaning. So the good news is, straight away, if you bought these tools over the other tools that are available, you're on the right path. If you bought other tools, you're on a different path, and that different path is a path of working longer, harder, slower and getting less results. If you're using soap added to the window directly, or the washer with a saturated washer, and you rub it in, you're on the right path. Your destination will be closer, easy to get to, than if you added soap to the bucket of water. You can still use these tools using soap in the water. You just won't use them to a good effect in comparison. And any other squeegee you're using as well. If you're adding soap in a bottled water and you're squirting it, these squeegees will still work, or any squeegee will still work, but you're limiting yourself. So the thing is, you need to do is unlimit yourself so you can achieve much more in a shorter amount of time. And that time could be time taken to clean the window, or time over learning how to use squeegees to the next level. So that could be weeks, months and years. And I've been doing this way of working since 2011, 2012, and I'm still making refinements and adjustments. I'm not making huge leaps now, because I've done all my I've done the sharp learning curve. It's now just refining and tweaking and improving, and I'm still doing it, and it's still happening. So what do I need to talk about? Okay, so let's take this. Right, we'll go with this first. All the window cleaners on YouTube, me and Trudman are the same, right? So when I say me, I'm saying Trudman as well. All the other window cleaners, they do one thing. Doesn't matter what tool they're using, doesn't matter what solution they're using, unless they're using the soap added to the glass. And I don't know personally anyone who makes squeegee videos that does it this way. They all do one thing, apart from work longer, harder, slower and get less results. They all make their squeegee travel further and longer. So I've added soap. This is brand new rubber, so it might be a little bit squeaky, it might be a little bit bitey. Okay, so I'm going to put my squeegee in the right place at the right time and get a minimum move. And now I'm going to put my squeegee in the right place at the right time. I'm not going to close out to the side because this window doesn't allow me to fully close out. So I'm going to use that there. And then I'm going to do this. I'm going to make 4 maneuvers. 1, 2, 3, 4. What do I see? I mean, I'm going to try and do something now that I'm not used to doing. What do I see window cleaners do every single time? I see a lot of this. Some are using 2 hands, some are using 1, but we're going to use 2 hands. Now, why are they working like that? They're working like that because they don't really have much choice. They don't have much choice because their solution is loose. Their solution is loose, so the technique can't be tight. If it's a tight, consistent solution, they can have tight techniques. Now, there is an exception to the rule. There was a guy called Polzn Bladz, and he used to use 36-inch and 30-inch Sorbo squeegees often, and he used to do let's say he was the best Sorbo performer on YouTube, a lot better than Sorbo. Okay, so he did a lot of this, always closing out to the side. So maybe the windows he was working on was beneficial to close out to the side. Now all these YouTube window cleaners, every single one, have good points and bad points. What you need to do is eliminate all the bad points using squeegees, or if you're a water-fed pole, eliminate all those bad points, whatever they could be. But I'm just talking trud window cleaning. So he was the best at using saw bows until Polzn Blades came to YouTube, and he showed everybody how to use a saw bow on the next level. What did I do differently? Apart from use two hands, because Polzn Blades only use one hand. What did I do a bit differently? I did better minimum moves, better performing minimum moves. Why did I do that? Was it because I'm just better? I only became better because I had a better solution to work on. So he had a very soapy solution, but it was sloppy. And if you watch he's got some old videos still on someone else's YouTube channel, but his channel's gone. He did things that no other window cleaner on YouTube ever show, because he had a very soapy solution, and he perfected a way of working, cutting down maneuvers. But he was limited. So I wasn't as limited as he is, or was, or he's probably still window cleaning. He's probably still using saw bows. In fact, I'm pretty sure he's still using saw bows. I just outgrew saw bows. Although they're so big, how can you outgrow a saw bow? No, I outgrew them very rapidly. So he was able to do minimum moves, which no other window cleaner does. So he had something better than all the other window cleaners. Unfortunately, he used one hand, and he did a lot of straight pulls with the pole and straight pulls in the hand. And he left a lot of mess behind. So when people were watching his videos, they all said, you're leaving the bucket in front of the door for people to trip over. And you know, that's not a good thing to do, but that's not what I really focused on. I was thinking, mate, you're still working a lot harder, longer, slower, and getting less results. Why? Because you're using one hand. You're just constantly swapping tools over and straight pulling. And you're straight pulling on doors. And when you're working inside, your washer is saturated, and you're making a load of mess inside. Even though he was filming from outside, his washer was saturated, so he had a lot of issues. But using a saw bow squeegee, he outclassed everybody. And he had a very soapy solution, but it was too loose. If he had thickened it up a bit, made it a bit more static, his performance would be much improved. So you see a lot of window cleaners using many more maneuvers because their solution is not to the solution me or someone like Pete would use. That is why I'm able to do maneuvers like this. With no problem. Would I be able to do that with a sloppy solution? I'll probably have to do something like this to make sure that the thing is done not professionally, because everybody's a professional, gets paid. I just have to make more maneuvers because I'm unable to maneuver like I would do with this soap added to the glass. So you can use whatever soaps or formula you want, but if you use this one that I say, just use normal cheap dish soap, nothing, just make sure it's a good decent soap. To begin with, you can get your maneuvers spot on, more precise, more accurate. So over years I've said things like, if you slow down you'll speed up, and people say, oh, you're crazy, or use your two hands all the time. Oh, don't worry, I'm faster than you with my one hand, with my brass squeegee. One size squeegee fits all. This is all stuff that's going to make you work longer, harder, slower, and give you less results. So the people who are worried about working slow, you're not going to be as fluid as I am, because I've been doing it for like 12 years, 11 years like this. And I'm still learning, I'm still improving. I'm making small increments. My big leaps in performance is obviously diminished because there's always limits to what you can do. For example, you can't get better than 0 detail. You can't use more than 2 hands because I've only got 2 hands. So I'm at the limits of what is achievable. Right, so the other thing that someone's, actually they came and visited me, but I get a lot of comments saying, I'm working exactly how you're suggesting, but I'm getting lines all the time. So and I now know why you get lines. Because you're using brand new brand new rubbers. It shouldn't be causing you lines. And hopefully it's cut to the right dimensions. So this is what I do. Okay, I'm going to start in the center. So when I go to this window, straight away I know how much pressure I need to apply on this glass, and I know how I'm going to maneuver my squeegee over this type of glass and this frame here. What I did from there to there was I gauged how much pressure I needed to use. So I adjusted and I adapted and I evolved. Now the guy who came to visit me a week or so ago, he was having trouble with his squeegee. First thing he said is, I'm not very fast. And I said, don't worry about the speed. That will come over time. Just make sure you're hitting everything. Right, you're hitting all the corners, you're hitting all the edges. So he was doing this. Now what I've got now is, I've got some residue left behind. Now other people, they're completely opposite. I just did very light pressure there. Other people put a load of pressure down, and in fact I've got even more residue left behind, all over here. So you need to apply your squeegee, because every pane of glass works differently to your rubber. Every frame, every different window you work on has a different texture to it, a different performance. You know, if you're a high performing window cleaner using a high performing tool, everything has to be adjusted so it works perfectly. So from here to here, I'm going to gauge how much pressure I need to put in by how many lines I'm getting from here to here, and now I can just go on my way, have the right pressure applied, make those minimum moves, get the work done much quicker. So everything I've said in previous videos, nothing changes. I'm not these window cleaners who say one thing, use one tool, and then on another video say something completely 180 degrees using another tool. This is the best tool. No, this is the best tool. This is the best technique. This is the best. Everything I say is been the same, constant. Soap solution. Right type of tool. Right type of size tool for the right type of size window. How to work on each individual brand of window you're working on. Adjusting, adapting, and always looking to improve. And cutting down all that extra work and eliminate working longer, harder, slower, and getting less results. So hopefully this video will help, especially the new people. Don't worry if you're working slow. If you're doing everything that I suggested you to do, you're on the right track. All the other window cleaners who use their own methods, their different tools that are available to use, they're on a different track, and their destination means that they're going to have to work longer, harder, slower, and always get less results. Whereas the destination you're on the right track. You just need to improve how you're doing things, become more adaptable, more evolve with your work, and you'll never ever need to do anything else because you're on the right track. Now these other guys are not on, they're on a different track, and that track is making them work longer, harder, slower, and get less results. For me it's the wrong track, but for them it's a different track, and there's no right or wrong way of doing things. But really you want to be earning as much money in the least amount of time, getting the high quality results possible when you're traditional window cleaning. And so I would have thought, if you want to be as efficient and effective, you need to get on the right track, which is a different track to what everybody else is on.